You can also listen to us on SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/theclockcleaners.
Hello and welcome to the Clock Cleaners Podcast. I'm Matt.
And I'm Keith.
And today we're recapping Raw from August 14th.
Yes. So, before we get into Raw,
Uh-huh.
I've watched a lot of wrestling over the last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thursday, I watched GFW. It
Why?
wasn't bad.
Liar.
No, I'm serious. It
Liar.
wasn't bad. And I'm going to watch Destination X this Thursday.
Was that their pay-per-view or something?
I guess they have their 4 main ones or whatever number it is.
Slammiversary is one of them.
Yeah, they have
That's
that.
the only one I know.
They have those on actual pay-per-view, and the
Uh-huh.
rest of them are just kind of episodes of Impact, but they're...
Special?
Yeah.
Oh, so I guess that would explain why, like, the final deletion and things of that nature sounded like they were named.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would make more sense because they the one that was at their compound. I think they named something.
Yeah. I
So
don't remember what that one was. It was one of them.
yeah.
It might have even been the final deletion.
No, well, the one with the tag teams wasn't the final deletion. That was way before that.
All right.
It was like Tag Team Apocalypse.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yes. And then, what was it? Friday night, I watched the finals of the A block from the G1 Climax.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday was the finals of the B block from the G1 Climax. And Sunday was the finals. And then Monday was Raw, and Tuesday was SmackDown. And here we are.
I watched Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah.
Well, I watched NXT and 205 Live too, but
I watched those Sunday.
luckily, those are only about a half hour of actual watching.
Yeah.
So.
And, I mean, watching New Japan and then coming to the WWE, it's very different.
Oh, really?
Not for the quality.
Just like the atmosphere?
No. Because you have to sit through those damn commercials.
Oh.
There's no commercials through the shows.
Well, yeah, because those are technically like.
Yeah, they're pay-per-views, but
Yeah.
I guess.
So I guess that would make sense,
but it's just, it just really kills it, the commercials.
Well, they gotta make money somehow.
No, I understand why they do it, but
Yeah.
just to watch it, and you're like, all right, I'm really into this match. Cut to commercial break, and it's like, oh,
I don't know. It doesn't bother me that much
it's just
because I feel like sometimes with pay-per-views, where there's obviously no commercials, they try to like take breaks in the action anyway.
yeah,
So even I feel like it'd be kind of a similar effect even if they didn't have the ads.
right,
Because a lot of people feel like the network is going to be their platform eventually anyway.
Eventually, even though I think I guess they've signed TV deals overseas, right?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I believe they signed in China or something like
Oh,
that.
well, no,
Where
they
that was
brought
for
the network to
That's what-
China.
yeah.
Yes, that did happen.
Which is surprising because wasn't Shane in some sort of... he was working for like the Netflix of China before he came back or something like that?
There's nothing to do
Yeah,
with
well,
it, though.
I didn't know if he had connections there
Oh,
or
that's
something
possible.
like that.
But that could be why it made
Yeah.
it easier or whatever.
Sure.
Anyway, let's talk about the show.
All right.
After your lots of wrestling.
Yeah. So yeah, we open the show with a recap of Seth and Dean and Sheamus and Cesaro from last week.
Yeah. Well, it had pretty much covered like the whole
feud.
Yeah.
The last, what was it, 3 weeks?
2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And I know they kept on saying how long ago it was on
Yeah.
the bottom.
They've done a lot in the last couple of weeks with the 4 of them. So.
Even though it's been the same thing
Well,
over and over
yeah,
again.
a little bit. But yeah, so then we get Dean coming out, and he's calling out Seth to address their relationship, basically.
Yes, because Seth is the only one who can answer what's going on
Mhm.
between the two of them, apparently.
Yeah. And Seth comes out and basically says, if we get together, we can run this place, and as long as we let bygones be bygones. But Dean wasn't really having it.
Well, because he can't trust Seth because Seth keeps on changing his mind.
Wow. Yeah. And obviously he was the one that screwed him over in the first place.
That is also true.
Yeah.
Dean had also, in retort to that, Seth had said that, like, I can understand why you don't trust me because sometimes I can't trust myself.
Right. Yes, he did say that.
Like, all right, so why?
Yeah. But then at this point, I think that's when Seth put his fist out,
Mm-hmm.
and then Dean was, like,
Uh-uh.
flipping out. And then Seth was undecided on what he wanted to do, and I think that's when he started going into he can't even trust himself.
Yeah.
And then Dean sticks his fist out, And at this point, Seth walks away, and then Dean pushes him, and then they get into it.
Yeah, they start fighting, and they end up outside the ring.
Yeah, and the whole thing with whoever's cell phone fell over the barrier into the mat. I mean, that kind of took my attention away a little bit.
I didn't even notice it.
Yeah, yeah, it was pretty obvious during the. Well, you watched the Hulu version, right?
Well, no, I saw I sasaw that part live. But like I said, I was not paying attention to that. I was actually watching what they were doing. Yeah. So I guess I didn't catch a glimpse right away.
Yeah.
Had I saw it like naturally.
Seen it.
Had I seen it naturally, I would have probably not been able to look away from it.
Yeah.
But
it was like, all right, one of these guys going to step on the phone. Is this guy going to grab it off the floor?
Yeah, so...
somebody going to use it as a weapon?
Well, of course, because cell phones are the best weapons. So, anyway, they start fighting on the outside, and then Sheamus and Cesaro come down. They start beating him up, and eventually, with Dean and Seth overtake them.
Yeah.
So they stand tall in the ring. The bar, they decide to try to escape.
Yeah.
And then that's when Angle's music hits. And then he comes out with a big smile on his face.
Did they fist each other at this point? I think they put their fists together after they...
Yeah, because they kept on teasing the... What is it? I don't even know what it is that they're doing. They cross their arms.
Yeah, it's the Shield something.
Yeah, I guess they used to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they do that to a huge pop, which was kind of guaranteed.
Yeah.
And then, because they kept on teasing it, one would go for it, and the other then take it away, and whatever. So they finally did it. That's when Angle's music played.
Right.
And then he announced that the two of them will take on Sheamus and Cesaro for the Raw Tag Team Championships at SummerSlam.
Yes.
We said this last week. It's impressive how little they're putting into this.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like you really need to put a lot into it.
That's why it's funny, because...
But what they have put into it is not...
Yeah, because a lot of the times, even if it's something that's guaranteed to be, like, gold without really trying, they still put some effort in.
Yeah.
This is like, okay, we're gonna have lamely booked matches, stupid, confusing storylines that really don't get you anywhere, where it's literally just... Seth and Dean not trusting each other,
right?
Pretending like they keep on changing their minds, and then Sheamus and Cesaro just constantly beating them up.
Wow, I mean,
it's a very generic.
All they need to do is, all right, we're gonna tease a Shield reunion. The crowd's gonna eat it up. That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all we need to do.
Yeah, because they had the crowd chanting for Roman.
Oh yeah, I know, right?
So,
yeah.
So it's cool. I like the idea. But like I said, it feels like they know that they don't have to try, so they just didn't.
Well, and the beautiful thing is that the wrestling's going to be fantastic.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a good match.
So this has the potential, in my opinion, to steal the show.
Yeah, I definitely look forward. I really hope they win, because that'd be cool.
I'm telling you, they're going to win. They're going to go on it, and one of them's going to turn.
That's fine. I can live with that.
I mean, you got to try Dean as a heel.
I was gonna say it's not gonna be Seth.
No,
because I think they're really, I guess, sticking with Seth being the top face.
Yeah, so, absolutely.
Anyway,
yeah. So the after this, they gave us a little health update on Ric Flair.
Yeah, because he had been dealing with.
He had surgery after he had a medically induced coma. Which I guess he's had issues with alcohol in the past, and I guess so his heart hasn't been.
I was going to say, I think that's very commonly known at this point.
I know. But, yeah, we wish him a speedy recovery.
And yes, of course.
Yeah. Hope everything works out. So the first match we had was to determine the number one contender for the Raw Women's Championship.
Yeah.
With a match we've never seen before.
Of course.
Sasha versus Nia.
Yes.
So there's been a lot of backlash, I guess, from the fans, saying that Nia is a very dangerous worker because of everything that transpired with her and Bayley. And I can understand where they're coming from because...
Well, didn't Bayley's injury not have to do with her?
No, it was during the match, and I guess she didn't protect her as well because she kept going while she was injured.
Oh, well, yeah, that's a little different, though. That's more of probably more of her not understanding what was going on.
No,
than
no, no,
necessarily
right,
her
right.
being
No,
dangerous.
but I can understand because she's very powerful. I mean, it's
Yeah.
the size difference is so big, so anything she does is going to look like much worse.
Yeah.
Because these women are literally
Half her size.
almost a third.
Yeah.
She's, I think, 270, and she said on Jericho's podcast that's her actual weight. So, and these girls are probably what 120. You figure?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're
So-
giving up a lot of weight. So
And Sasha's even smaller than Bayley.
yeah.
So, but
yeah, there was a couple good spots where Nia threw her against the barricade, and it looked like she did some damage. But again, you're giving up that type of weight. It's
it's not like it's difficult.
yeah. So she's probably using more strength than she realizes. Maybe I don't know.
But going back to the backlash thing, she's still got a pop.
Oh,
And
yeah,
all
people-
three of them
Well,
are pretty much over.
She's
with the crowd.
been huge on social media, and just being a bigger woman, and I guess there's more focus on them being more in the norm with like she was a plus size model previously.
Yeah, I remember
So,
them mentioning that.
yeah.
It was probably like on Breaking Ground, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, so she's kind of gotten a lot of fan support on things, and she's done a lot with Mike Rome on Twitter and Instagram. So they post videos all the time, and the fans love it. So, which is funny because the two biggest heels in the women,
two most over people on.
Well, I don't know if I would consider them to be the most over. But,
well, Alexa is.
yeah. Well, yeah.
I would say it's Alexa, and then it's Sasha, and then it's probably Nia.
Yeah. Well.
It shouldn't be, but at the same time, it's not like because Nia Jax has actually done very well for herself.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what happened was the two of them came out, and then Alexa came out
to be a lifeguard during the match.
Yeah, that was really funny because they claimed it was a throne, but it was clearly a lifeguard
tower, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that's what they're called.
Sure.
So she just sat there the whole time watching the match. But yeah, this was a pretty good match actually.
It was decent.
I like the spot where Sasha was like she snuck underneath Nia, I believe, and she was trying to hit her with the sunset flip.
Oh yeah.
And she couldn't get her off the top ropes, so she just kicked her in the leg, and then she did the double knees thing. That was pretty good.
Yeah. So Sasha ended up getting the win with the bank statement. Nia tapped out.
Yeah, she had it on for a while.
Yeah. Well, there was a couple different positions she had it on from.
Yeah, she was very persistent.
Yeah. But so apparently there's, I don't know if this is true or not. There was an article in ESPN. I think they did an interview with Alexa, and I guess her and Sasha do not like each other in real life, apparently. Don't know the truth to it. That was the way it was perceived. So
I don't know. That's possible.
We'll see.
Certainly not unheard of that wrestlers don't like each other.
Well, I think she had made it a point to say that they'll put on the best match they possibly can, even though we have our differences or whatever. It was something to that extent.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah. But
it's definitely not unheard of.
Right.
So,
up next, we had a backstage segment with Kurt and the Hardys. I don't even know what they were talking about. Do you?
No, I didn't see this one.
Oh, you didn't see
No.
this one?
No.
Oh, okay. So, they were... I think, actually, he just started talking to him, and then The Miz came and interrupted and wants to know what he was going to do about last week with Brock Lesnar coming out and beating the crap out of The Miz Taraj.
Yeah.
And then Angle said, well, the match from that was supposed to take place last week is going to happen tonight between Axel and Jason Jordan. And the Miz says, no. I want Jason Jordan for myself. So then the referees come walking, or one of the referees come walking in and says, something's going on between Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt. And so, yeah, then we, I guess, I don't know if it went to commercial or not. Probably not. But then it panned over to Finn and Bray Wyatt were battling in the back. And Kurt was kind of like, oh, save it for SummerSlam. So while he was trying to separate them, Kurt eventually got to the point where he was like, all right, SummerSlam's coming early. You two are going to fight tonight.
Yeah,
so,
he kept on saying that wait for SummerSlam, and they just kept on fighting.
Yeah.
So later on in the show, the Hardys were involved in something that didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
I didn't know about this segment, so it makes a lot more sense.
Okay.
I'm like, why are the Hardys there? This is odd.
Well,
but now it makes more sense.
So Yeah, up next we had Elias in the ring, and they were in Boston, so he was running down the Boston crowd, which is very easy to do apparently.
Yeah.
'Cause they get
very
angry.
well, yeah. That's a way of putting it.
So then R-Truth interrupts him, and he comes down, and as soon as he gets in the ring, Elias beats crap out of him, hits him with Drift Away, picks up his guitar, and leaves.
So that's one way to get him out of the ring.
Yeah. Oh, this would have been so good, though.
What, R-Truth versus...
Yeah, Elias.
Yeah.
Just because it's, well, I mean, technically they're both singing gimmicks. Not really singing.
Well,
but you know what
R-Truth really doesn't have a gimmick. He's just
himself.
there.
He's just an old man.
But yeah. Moving on.
Yeah. We never saw anything more on Goldust.
Well, he said at SummerSlam.
Right, but, I mean, honestly,
well, that's
how many people are going to be like, oh, yeah, that happened last week?
I think this would be more of a, like, they're going to keep him off TV until, well, it's obviously what they did, but they kind of, that's what I was thinking when it happened, so.
Yeah. So up next we had, they were previewing the Shark Cage match for Sunday with Enzo going to be in the Shark Cage with Big Cass facing
because it has to be a light person in the Shark Cage because that thing is flimsy.
Which is funny because I don't remember who made it a point to say, but this was the first time a face was going to be in the Shark Cage rather than a heel.
I guess that is true.
Jericho is in there, and so is Paul Ellering.
Yeah.
So that's a little different.
I guess, but at the same time, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, people have been talking about possibly a heel turn for Enzo, which absolutely makes no sense.
So they're going to turn him heel to team up with Cass again? And there'll be a heel tag team? Okay.
I don't know. Somebody
Got
said
it.
that. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Which doesn't make sense because he's completely over.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so Cass comes out, and did you see this or no?
Yeah.
Okay, so you heard the shower of booze.
Yeah, that was weird.
Which
like, they would not let him speak.
No.
He kept on saying, this Sunday at SummerSlam, and every time he tried, he kept on getting.
Which, I don't know if this is good heat or bad heat, but I guess as a heel, you want heat, so...
I also don't know if this is necessarily because of him. You know what I mean? It could just be the crowd.
Yeah, I guess
it
that's
could,
true.
If this happened somewhere else, it wouldn't have been a problem.
Well, they were a very vocal crowd.
Yeah, that's what I mean, though.
Yeah, that's true.
So, anyway.
But yeah, he basically hypes up the match and runs down Enzo in the Big Show, which, of course, the crowd kept booing.
Yeah. He said he could be here all night.
Yeah.
Although I'm sure Vince wouldn't be very happy about that.
No, that's true. Then Enzo comes out, and then he mocks Cass about being booed.
Yeah.
You know, Cass basically calls him into the ring and says, you know, I'll beat your ass again.
Yeah.
And the Big Show comes out.
Lumbers down to the ring.
Yep. And then they kind of surrounded the ring, and Big Show was by the entrance ramp going into the ring, and Enzo ran up to the side, and Enzo got up on the apron first, and Cass hit him, which went flying down.
Yeah.
And the Big Show came in, and then they started getting into it, and that's when the club came down.
Yeah, I was gonna say it wasn't very long after Big Show came into the ring that they came in and attacked.
Yeah. So at this point they were beating him down, and what did they get? Did Gallows come down with the rope or whatever he had?
He must have had the belt the whole time.
Yeah, it was a belt. That's
yeah,
right.
because they tied Big Show's hand to the cage.
Mm-hmm.
They pulled it up and they slammed the
door on it.
Yeah, the
on
door of the cage onto him over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And that was pretty much how the segment ended.
Yeah, I mean,
well, they've told this story before with the Big Show breaking his hand,
right?
That being the equalizer
because he can't use the knockout punch.
Yeah, so this is not new territory.
Somebody posted on Twitter. He's like, the Big Show's ambidextrous. So
anyway,
yeah.
So, but yeah, this is nothing new. Also not interesting, but whatever.
It's hard to. I don't know. I mean,
it's the Big Show versus
irrelevant.
Big Cass. It's not really a important match anyway.
Yeah. Well, like you said, you want to know what happens after this, where they go.
Yeah, because that's the only way to find out if it was worth splitting them up.
Right.
Or if it was a bad idea to split them up, I guess would be a better way of putting it.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I really don't know. I don't know because it's weird that everything against Enzo has come out since they have split them up.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and it seems to not affect him at all.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
This could be technically that them splitting up was the death of Cass and good for Enzo. You don't know.
Yeah, that's true. But
anyway, let's move on to something a little more interesting.
Okay, what do you got?
All right. So up next we had, I guess, a moved up cruiserweight title match.
Yeah, I
Did
don't
they
know.
announce this?
I think it was announced earlier in the night.
Okay, because I don't remember seeing it.
No, maybe it was even before Raw.
Mm-hmm.
But
anyway, they moved up the cruiserweight title match to Raw last night.
Yeah.
And so it was Tozawa versus Neville for the cruiserweight title. Very confusing. Like I said, they didn't put any explanation to it.
It might have been one of those WWE. Oh, I think Titus requested it go on earlier or something like that.
And they were doing a theme of SummerSlam come early.
Mm-hmm.
Like with this match, the Bray Wyatt and Finn Balor match, blah, blah, blah. So this was a good match. It was pretty long, too.
Yeah, that's not really surprising.
No. So Tozawa kept on going for the senton?
Senton, yeah.
Yeah, off the top rope.
Mm-hmm.
And Neville kept on finding a way to stop him from doing it. Eventually, Neville gets Tozawa down, and he goes for the red arrow, but is unsuccessful. And at this point, Tozawa hits the senton, and
once he missed the red arrow, I knew it was.
Oh yeah, that's kind of
all over.
Also, like the fact that they moved the match up kind of made it feel like they were gonna put the title on him because they didn't want to change the title on the pre-show because that's what I've pretty much been saying.
Yeah, you have. That is very true.
So I feel like then that kind of just telegraphs the fact that they were gonna have the title change.
Yeah.
That was my opinion.
No, that's a fair point. Very valid.
So it was a good match.
So, new Cruiserweight champion. It's
Akira Tozawa.
When did Neville win it? The Rumble?
Yeah, he won it at the Rumble. So he had it
almost
first.
8 months, 7 months. Yeah.
So certainly can't say he didn't have a good reign.
Yeah, so if he's unsuccessful at Rich, they I guess Neville cashed in his rematch clause and we're going to get a rematch at SummerSlam on the pre-show. So I guess if he's unsuccessful, that should be interesting because Neville's pretty much only been in the division during his title run. It was right before. When did he come? Like right after the beginning of the year, right?
I was going to say he might have debuted on 205 Live at the beginning of January.
Yeah. So. But So up next we had a backstage segment with Enzo and the Big Show. The trainer was there with them, and he basically said that the X-rays show that Big Show might have a broken hand. So Enzo was like, "Don't just forget about SummerSlam." And Big Show was like, "No, I fought bigger, and have been hurt worse." So
Slash had the same exact injury in a match against I don't remember who.
Yeah,
it was at a pay-per-view a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a rehash of an old idea.
Pretty much, and I mean, the Big Show's pretty much come out on top a lot of.
Oh, Cash is going to win.
Yeah, yeah,
There's
obviously.
no doubt about that one, just because of the way that they've been booking it, and Big Show is really just around to put people over.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
and then right after that, we had another backstage segment with Mickey, James, and Emma.
Mm-hmm.
So Emma was complaining about getting screwed over last week.
Why, did she blame Mickey James for her losing?
No, she was just kind of talking out loud, and Mickey was there. She wasn't directly talking to her.
Gotcha.
So, but yeah, then Mickey was like, "You didn't get screwed over last week. You tapped out." And then
seems pretty fair.
So basically, she said, "We'll give it a go this week." And so she challenged Emma to a match. So we'll get that later on. Hey, at least they're doing something with
more
other
than
women.
one women's match.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, so it's something.
All right. So up next is another one of the SummerSlam come early matches with Bray Wyatt versus Finn Balor. That wasn't a bad match.
No, I mean,
I was and wasn't surprised with the way they did it with because strangely enough, Bray actually won the match
clean.
So it makes sense. I think at one point Finn was going for the coup de grace, and Bray jumps up and knocks him off the top rope, grabs him and pulls him off the top rope, which was different.
Yeah.
And hit him with the Sister Abigail.
Yep.
And then he hit him one more time, I want to say.
Yeah. I think he hit him with another one.
And then that's when the lights went out.
And it took like a while because he had to go out and grab a bucket.
Yeah. So it looked like Balor had moved as he did move
into the corner.
He did move into the corner, but I wasn't sure if if Bray was surprised about it because it looked like he was. But I don't know if that was intentional. But anyway, so what Bray does is he takes that bucket of what looks like blood.
It wasn't the Godwin's bucket.
It also kind of looked more like sweet and sour sauce from a Chinese place, though.
It did. That's a good point.
So, but he pours this all over Finn. He's rolling around in the ring, all disgusted. And that was pretty much
So it was funny because Christine was like, oh, because apparently they use, I guess, mint-flavored when this, because usually if it's in your mouth or something, it tastes good. If that got in his eye, because he looked like he was really moving away from his eye, that would have burned.
I would assume so.
Yeah. So,
but he was rolling around all over the place.
But I mean, this I kind of like what they did here. That I would have rather them not announce it and just have the match here, and then this built up to SummerSlam with.
Well, there was no way that it wasn't going to be Bray Wyatt versus the Demon.
I know, but technically they didn't announce the tag title match till last night either.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying that like. They didn't need to say it was the Demon. That's kind of dumb. So I think them just saying it's Finn Balor and then him coming out as the Demon would be better. But, you know, like I said, at no point was I surprised about the way they did it.
No, but, I mean, I guess this is... I don't know if this is going to be a one-and-done thing.
Probably. Yeah. I would like to think that Balor goes on to better things after this.
It's just weird the way they really handled Balor ever since he's been back. Mm-hmm. But I guess they just probably didn't write him into storylines. And
well, what happened probably is the fact that they can't put him in the Universal title picture.
Well, I mean,
because of what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
Because I think they set like when they knew Balor was going to be out for
8 months, 6 months, something.
Yeah. So they went on a path that involved Lesnar.
Right.
And when you involve Lesnar, you can only do certain things.
Well, that's when they had to bring back, and they didn't have to, but they brought back Goldberg and everything like that.
But I'm talking more of the build-up between Roman and Braun, and I guess they were happy with the way that they were going.
Yeah.
So they wanted to build a beast of a main event for SummerSlam.
Right.
So instead of letting them go through doing all this good work and it not getting a payoff, you can have Finn just wait a little bit doing little feuds.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
That's what I'm thinking is what actually happened.
Yeah. So up next we had the match that we talked about earlier with Mickey versus Emma.
Yeah.
Nothing special.
Going into this, I was almost positive that Emma was going to win.
Well, I think they're going to probably beat her down and then bring her up.
I guess.
So unless,
but she's a heel.
Yeah, I know it doesn't work that way. But hell, look what they've done to Bayley.
I guess that's true. So that just means they're going to fail miserably no matter what they do.
So you heard the rumors that they were planning on sending some talent back to NXT, right?
Well, yeah, it's a possibility. And it's supposed to take place next week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they said right after SummerSlam there's supposed to be another superstar shakeup.
I gotcha.
So there's a very good chance that on Sunday, like during the pre-show, they'll go like, oh, this is a thing. Or Vince will come out on Monday again.
Yeah.
And then for the
it'll be the week.
They could do that.
But I guess that wouldn't make sense. They're not going to send Emma back down to NXT for a third
Emma's
time.
not going anywhere, no.
Because, she went back down once before.
Yes. I would imagine there isn't going to be any women going down.
No.
I would assume that it'd be strictly men.
Yeah, probably.
Because at the time, the women's division is so limited to begin with.
Right. But, again, they're limited on time as well.
The only thing I would see happening is if they bring up
Asuka,
more women.
Yeah.
And send down less. So,
we'll see. Yep. But
Mickey James wins with the Mick kick.
Right. Yes.
Like I said, very surprised about this. I figured Emma was going to win.
Yeah.
And the face won.
Yeah. That wasn't a bad match.
No.
Wasn't as good as the triple threat matches last week were good.
Yeah.
Because I guess it was the speed and the pace and everything worked really well.
Well, yeah, it's a lot easier to tell a more compelling story with 3 people than it is with 2.
Yeah.
Without being too crazy.
What was it? Emma.
It was Emma, Mickey, and Nia.
Mickey and no, was it Nick? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Sasha
that's right.
Banks beat Alicia Fox
And Dana Brooke. Yes, or was it? Yeah.
No, Emma was with
Sasha, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Emma
she
was,
tapped out.
okay.
Right, yes. Okay,
but
that
Mickey was with Dana Brooke, and they faced Nia Jax.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
That makes sense, yeah.
Okay. But yeah.
Then we had Finn backstage. I guess he walked up to Kurt. And
He went to He went to Kurt's office,
Yes.
and you could tell he was there because there was blood on the door.
Yeah, and then they show Finn, and he's just got blood it was wiped away around his eyes.
Yeah.
And then he
Couldn't be bothered to shower.
no. And he went to Kurt's office demanding a rematch for SummerSlam, which I guess, what, did Charlie show up here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
asking what he was or
Oh, yeah.
how he felt about
Right. And then, that's when he says, Bray Wyatt has his demons, and he says, but I also have my own.
Mhm.
So we're getting the demon.
Shocker.
Yeah. But, yeah, like you said, it's kind of cheesy.
A little bit.
Not needed.
Yeah, well, all I got to say is there's Finn against Bray. That's
Yeah.
it.
We all expected it. And
Yeah.
you'd rather, not even that it's a surprise, but just that he shows up with
Yeah,
it.
it's just, I feel like if they
It's usually a big match thing. That's usually what he went to in NXT. Was yeah.
But like with Rollins last year, they're
Right.
making a big deal
And that was
about it.
it.
It kind of ruins it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. All right, so up next we had Miz with his Mizdourage versus Jason Jordan. So this match didn't last very long.
No, Jason Jordan controlled, I think, a majority of it.
Yeah, he was in pretty much full control.
Yeah.
And then the Mizdourage comes in to interrupt.
Yeah, I guess Jason Jordan was setting him up for his finisher,
I guess so.
whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But like you said, the Mizdourage got in the ring, and Axel and Bo beat him down.
Yeah. And then, like I said, I was surprised about this. The Hardys came out to defend Jason Jordan.
Mhm.
So I'm like, what's going on here? Why are they coming out of all
Yeah.
people? And then, but now we obviously know it makes more sense.
Yeah.
So they go to the commercial, and they come back, and all of a sudden it's a 6-man tag.
Impromptu 6-man tag. This was a good match.
Yeah, it was good.
I mean, anything with the Hardys in it's usually pretty good.
Well, that and the fact that Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel are underrated as wrestlers.
There was a lot of close calls, so there was a lot of breakups in the pins, but I guess, that's more common with a 6-man where you have multiple
there's a lot of people.
Yeah. But, the Hardys and Jason Jordan ended up going over when Jeff Hardy hit the Swanton Bomb on Bo.
Yeah.
Which he got his whole body.
Well, what happened was that Jordan hit his thing, and then
Matt Hardy
hit the
hit
Twist of Fate, and then Jeff hit
hit the
Swanton.
Swanton. Yep.
So,
yeah.
But that wasn't a really big surprise.
So
because this isn't leading to anything.
Is this the WWE saying, all right, in order to get Jason Jordan over, we're going to put him with the Hardys?
I think it's more of we want to get Hardys on TV.
Yeah, probably.
That would make more sense. And since the club were already busy,
Yeah.
it kind of gave them something to do.
You got to give the writing team credit to be able to
Work
toss
on
them.
the fly like that?
Yeah, and it not being odd, like, out of place, I guess.
That's true. So,
'Cause,
because the Miz is very good at interrupting people.
Yeah.
So it's very easy to go, okay, we need something for someone to
Miz,
do.
just walk up.
Yeah, exactly.
Open your mouth.
Yep, pretty much. So,
And then the club, I don't know, somebody had said it somewhere when I was
Wow.
reading, that they could see the club with Cass or something like that.
it makes sense.
So it's something.
It's true. And if he needs
It's like King
people,
Ross. I thought BC stood for Bullet Club, but no, it stands for Big Cass.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Factions are a thing of the past.
Yeah,
They
and
could always bring it back.
I mean, that's one thing I really do like about New Japan is that
Well, there's
everything is a faction.
Yeah, I was going to say there's 3
Chaos,
big
you have Los Ingobernables de Japón, you got Bullet Club, and I'm sure there's others too.
Yeah, but it's all everyone's associated with
Yeah.
something. It's like the NWO.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
But
all right. So
good
let's
stuff.
go on to the main event, which
Yeah.
wasn't even a match.
No. We had, I don't know what they called it, basically the confrontation between the 4 participants in the Universal title match.
Yeah. Angle comes out and says you're moments away from the encounter between the 4. And then
Oh, you brought the
Lesnar
security guards out.
Yeah, because he doesn't want any confrontation.
Mm-hmm.
So Heyman and Lesnar are the first ones to come out, and then Heyman talks for about 5 or so minutes.
Yeah, he basically is saying that this is WWE's attempt to get ratings up because this may be the last time that Brock Lesnar's on TV.
Yep. So he kind of calls out the other 3 competitors, and then they come out one at a time. Braun, and then Joe, and then Roman.
Joe comes out first. I think.
Was Joe?
Yeah, and then he said he was going to put Lesnar because he's like, I'm not afraid of you. I'm going to put you to sleep. Because Heyman was saying, that they can pin each other and Lesnar doesn't have to be involved. So each one came out and kind of, said to Lesnar that they were going for him.
Yeah,
and then, that's when Joe came out and said he was going to put him to sleep, and then Braun came out and said he was the last man standing, and then Joe pipes in and was like, I was the one that helped you win that match last week.
Yeah.
And that's when Roman comes out and just spears Joe.
Yeah, he didn't even... Did he? I thought he started talking. He had a microphone.
No, he just came out and speared him.
Speared Joe, and then Braun grabbed Roman, put him in a running power, or hit him with the running power slam.
And then...
Brock Lesnar kind of creeps up on Braun. At that point, the security team comes in and starts to pull them apart.
Yep.
They get them in each respective corner. And then one of the security guards just jumps out of the ring on his own.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. Apparently, it's like a local talent, and he was tweeting about it or something like that.
And then at this point, when the security was taken away, the locker room comes out. So this is just a rehash of...
The same spot that happened before Great Balls of Fire.
Yeah, I mean, before it was good. I mean, everything leading up to it. I mean,
yeah, it's so dumb when they do that. It's very labored or forced.
Yeah, a little bit.
So, but whatever.
Yeah. So
it
overall,
is what it is.
Decent go home show.
Oh yeah, I thought it was good.
Yeah, nothing bad.
Mm-hmm. There's
no unwatchable segments.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's no painful segments, and it wasn't like a drag. So
thank God. But yeah. So this was our Raw review.
If you liked what you see here, please like, share, and subscribe.
Bye.
Bye.